Hey guys, and welcome to my page. My name is Samantha. I live with my husband Joshua.
And we have two beautiful daughters. Vera is about to be 3, Noah is about to be 1, and we also have
one baking in the oven and 2 dogs, Luna and Kalua. I am literally here because the Lord told me to be here. The Lord told me to start a vlog. And I'm not gonna lie, I procrastinated for so long. Like, it's about to be May, and I was told to do this in November of last year. And I don't know how time went by so fast, but I was just like, today's not a good day. Today's not a good day. Today's not a good day. And then I realized it was less about the circumstance of where I was in my life and less about the status of my home, and not even so much about the busyness of life, but I realized that it was fear that was stopping me from starting my first video. So we're not gonna let that happen anymore. We kick fear out the door, and here we are starting the first video. And the testimony of how the Lord told me to do this, or how the Lord showed me that this is what he wanted me to do, is something that we can talk about in a later video. But for now, I just wanted to start by saying, sorry, why are you in my video? I think the thing that I'm most excited to share with everyone is how I juggle my work from home with my stay-at-home mom life together. And I know that's a little bit confusing, but basically I work a full-time job for a company. I work 8 to 4, and I also have my 2 kids in the home. And I do believe that I have developed a lot of nifty tricks on how to Josh, it's the microwave noise in the background.
I had to. I had to. You want to tell me to get the baby some more up? Sugar hollering.
That's not a Noah container.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's something real quick. I want to go in
okay.
And not have what she needs.
Got you. Good thinking. Thank you. And along the way, I've developed a lot of nifty tricks on how to keep them entertained. We're not a no TV household, but we're definitely a limited TV household. We do a lot of crafts, we do a lot of homeschooling, and I do this while maintaining my daily to-do list checklist at work. So I'm excited to share with you guys how I do it. And even if you don't work from home, even if you're not stay at home, there's still a lot of great things and tools that you can use to just get some cooking done while your kids are at home. A lot of the things that I've implemented have been specifically so that way I don't isolate my children. I think there was a time in my life where I was only focusing on work when Vera was born, and I felt so bad. I literally would cry and I would be like, Vera, I can't talk right now. Vera, I can't play with you right now. Vera, I can't. Vera, I can't. Vera, I can't. And I would just, at the end of the day, she'd go to sleep and I'd be like, I literally rejected her all day. What's that going to do to her mental health? Would she be better off going to school? I don't have control over what they teach her. I don't have control over what she learns or the mindsets that she develops there. I'm looking a little rough right now, but as I'm editing, I'm realizing that this part I wish I had explained in better detail. And this part of my life I remember so clearly because I would cry very often and I felt like I was failing at everything. Like if I gave my job all of my time, I was giving my daughter none of my time. And any moment of time that I would give her, instead of enjoying that moment with her, I would feel guilty because I'm getting paid for these hours and I need to be working for every minute that I'm getting paid for, or else I'm lying and I'm cheating and I'm stealing from my job. So it was just this constant struggle where if I gave one attention, I was failing in the opposite direction. It was just a constant pull, and I would say it went on for like a year. It was like a year of me saying, Josh, should we just put her in school? Me knowing full well we could not afford childcare, a sitter, a daycare of any sort. And honestly, if I'm being honest, even if we could afford it, I just cannot wrap my head around only seeing my daughter or my children for 2 or 3 hours a day between when they come home and when it's bedtime. So, and then a person that I just met, it's supposed to basically raise my children. So my heart's desire has always been to homeschool, but financially we're not in a place yet where I could stop working. And so that is the reason for the lifestyle that we have. And I got to a point where I was just like, I have to make this work. And I started to find all these ways to avoid problems before they became problems, which sounds confusing, but I think once you see my first like day in the life video, you'll understand where I'm coming from with that. But anyways, back to the video. I was second guessing everything, and I was like, I'm not being the mom that she needs me to be. And that's when I was like, you know what, there has to be some form of balance here where I can be effective at work and take care of my kids and not let my house completely go to shreds, because that's a whole nother topic. We'll talk about that too. So I'm hoping to do day in the life videos, where to start with homeschooling your children videos. I think I'm also in a unique position where I do have a toddler and an infant and soon to be a newborn. So, I mean, there's different ways of teaching at all different stages of life for them. And I find that really exciting. I come from a family of teachers, and just seeing how they speak to me, how they speak to their students, has really opened up my mind to ways of teaching, not just paper and pencil teaching, but activities and how you can teach in your everyday life just by explaining something, taking some time to explain something. I'm excited to share testimonies with you guys, because boy, do I have some crazy testimonies to share. Honestly, my goal for this vlog is to inspire mothers, to encourage mothers, to let you know that you are not alone, to encourage you to live in the victory that we already have. Don't get me wrong, I have had my days of feeling discouraged, of feeling defeated, but we just push past it. That is the one thing that motherhood has taught me. I believe that having children can make you change your whole life around, because before I used to get into those internal debates where I'm like, should I do this today? Shouldn't I do this today? Can I wait to unload the dishwasher? Should I do this later? Should I do this later? Once you go through that phase of you have a crying baby in the middle of the night and you have to just jump up and go get them, jump up and go get them, jump up and go get them, night after night after night after night, you can jump into anything. I saw this meme once that was like, nobody ever told me the number one thing about parenting is never get comfortable sitting down. And that is the truth. There are so many times I sit and I have to get right back up. I sit and I have to get right back up. But I love that momentum that motherhood has taught me. Even parenting, I know Josh has felt it too. Like, we're always on the move, and our days just feel so much more, we're getting so much more use out of our days because we are so moving. But finding peace in the movement is also something that I'm excited to share with you guys. My peace comes from the Lord, for sure. Anytime I'm feeling like overwhelmed or anything with the situation, I just have to take a second in the middle of the day and be like, Lord, fill my cup, please. Because without you, I'm really not going to be able to make it without flipping out in the next few minutes. And I know you've been there too. But that's the truth. And I know that I have found myself feeling in those low moments. I have popped on a YouTube video. I have cleaned with moms while they're cleaning. I have cooked with moms while they're cooking. And I really enjoy YouTube. And I don't even know what words to put to it, but the connection that you feel to moms that you probably will never meet in your life, and they have no idea how much they have poured into you. And so I feel like I'm finally at a place where I can pour into others, and I'm excited. We're really doing this. I'm really doing this. I feel like I almost got into that story that we're going to talk about another time, but like how the Lord brought me here, and it's just so connected to my childhood and stuff like that. So anyways, here we are, Thanks for being here, and I'll see you soon.